Let's talk about squash. Squash comes in lots of different varieties. You got squashes, you got pumpkins, you got melons, you got cucumbers, all of which are basically susceptible to the same type of pests. We all know about the squash bugs. Squash bugs are unsightly, but they rarely actually kill your plant, a strong, healthy plant. They lay clutches of like the coppery, bronzish looking eggs. They lay them in groups, so there's multiple eggs in one spot. They, if you burn them, they pop like popcorn. I have a video of what the squash bug eggs look like. Okay, that takes care of squash bugs. They're ugly, but they generally don't kill your squashes. Then you have your vine borers. Vine borers will absolutely decimate an entire crop of squash. So I'm no expert. I've just gardened for a number of seasons. I love doing this. My garden is absolutely my happy place. I spend every day out here. It's what I do. I enjoy it. I love it. My kids are grown. So there's been multiple seasons I've come out to my garden and my squashes are sad and droopy, where the day before they were healthy and vibrant and producing fruit. It took me a number of years to figure out what was going on, that I was getting the squash vine borers. Now, the vine borers, BT is your best friend. It just is. It's your best friend when it comes to growing all of your brassicas too, to keep your cabbages from having holes in it. It causes the larvae of a lot of bugs to have a bellyache and immediately stop eating. Then they curl up and die. So the vine borers, their eggs look very similar to the squash bugs, right? So when you are inspecting your squashes, your pumpkins, your melons, whatever, and you come across one egg that's a bronze looking colored egg, and it's just a singular egg, it could be laid multiple places on a plant. You know, they'll lay one, and then they'll move to another spot and lay one other, and then they'll move to another spot and lay another. And it can be in an inconspicuous spot. Oftentimes they choose the bottom of the vines, but it could be on the tip of the flower. It could be down here. It doesn't matter. The vine borers will lay their one single egg in multiple places on your plant. That egg will hatch. The larva will get into your plant, and it'll cut off your plant's water supply. Now, when I first learned about vine borers, I went to the internet, of course, and the internet says to do surgery to remove your vine borer and then cover that hole that you made with dirt so it gives your plant a chance to survive. Well, I'm apparently not a skilled surgeon because my plants didn't survive even after I removed the vine borer larvae. But what I did figure out was that with your vining squashes, with your vining pumpkins, with everything that grows out in big vines, let them root everywhere. The more places they root, the more likely they are to survive an onslaught of vine borers. Because the vine borer can kill, say it gets in at the base of your, let's say it gets in at the base of your pumpkin, because they do like to get in at the base of the pumpkin. They overwinter, they stay in ground. So if you've had them last year, you'll likely get them again the next year. So say you have a vine borer that gets in right here. Little egg gets in right here. He just go ahead and migrates up here and starts cutting off your plant's supply of water, and your plant droops and gets all sad. Well, if you let this vine, and if you let the vine root in multiple places, the vine borer can kill basically everything from that new rootstock back. But the new vine will continue on and continue to grow and will make fruits still. So encourage your vines to root in multiple places. I've also covered the stems as they come right out, But the vine borers can get in anywhere along your plant. So they don't just get in right here. They'll get in anywhere, and they will cut off the life of your squash. And it's basically game over. Once they get in, it's basically game over. So it's best to try to prevent it. This is a sweet potato, sorry. I got sidetracked. Best way to do is try to prevent them in the first place by always inspecting your plants, looking for that singular bronzish looking egg, pulling it, and spray liberally with BT. Spray liberally, spray often. BT doesn't last forever. It does need to be refreshed, and if it rains, the BT will wash off. So make sure that you are reapplying the BT, especially after rain events, and just check your squashes. Good luck.